Here we are, and welcome, ladies and gents, to a big series. We've got second week of Titans League Gold. Ganji has not put... Oh, nope, I'm blind. Sorry. I thought he didn't have a buffalo underneath his TC. It was about to be a brutal start, but I just made myself look stupid, basically. We've got Pacific Islands. Ganji is playing as the Dravidians, and then in the red we have StonePlease, who is really impressive to start off his round against Kasva. He's playing as the Armenians. So both players had 2 wins. Or sorry, they have 2 wins. And both civs should be really good here. If you don't know this map, just think of migration, but more complicated. There's less fish available, so I actually have my fish border mod on. It's actually much better than the other one I have. I think this might actually be decent for casting. We'll see. Give me feedback on that. But the point is there's not a lot of deep fish. So the main thing you get by controlling the water is actually just allowing transports. And you also start with the transport here, unlike migration. Sometimes the areas of land can be a bit bigger or smaller than the others. So this is there's a tiny peanut of land in the north. I mean, it's not tiny. There's still plenty of space to move around here. But there's definitely a lot more space down here towards the south. So that's just part of the map, something for the players to figure out and eventually adapt to. Usually you're going to see people take wood at their starting island, but eventually you have to leave, right? Yo, Parika, thank you for the 5 months. Seriously, guys, thank you again for all the love and support so far we've had in TTL. Platinum starts this week. That's where the big boys show up, and it's been amazing to see, you know, all the positivity, all the viewership so far. It's been great. Obviously, a lot goes into setting all this up and making sure it runs smoothly. Ooh, I think my chat froze, actually. Not, like, could chat say something? Okay, looks like chat on screen is actually updating. My chat on, like, my personal screen is not... Oh, it's fixed now. Okay, cool. It's fixed. Now I can see what people are saying. Nice. Thank you. So Ganji opens with a dock. We also have the stain for StonePlease. And that transport can also be used as a scout. I know what I wanted to do. As Ganji scouts that, I wanted to look here. Just add the flags. Find out where these people are from. But yeah, like, guys, I saw StonePlease was training like 2 weeks. Well, I think 2 weeks might be a little inaccurate. At least like a week and a half. Close enough, right? Before Gold even started. I talked in my cast of the first round that I know he practiced some pretty funky stuff with Red Phosphoru, which he did try. So he's come prepped. I don't know. I haven't spoken to Ganji. No, if he's been running many practice sets, but his games looked really good in the first round. But I also felt as though it was a little rusty, at least in one of those games. So every win counts. It's always a play all 3. $20 per win, but also it affects your placement in the group. And here comes StonePlease. Let's check the APM for StonePlease here in a second. StonePlease is insanely fast. Just quickly check this. Watch this. Woo! Look how fast he is, dude. He's actually top 5 in the world in terms of speed through EAPM. Now, a lot of that, like, is a little deceiving. Past a certain point, like, if you're just spam clicking the same units, it is going to show up. There's certain things you could do to really elevate that. But you could tell he's fast through elements of his play. I also thought it was interesting that Ganji actually walled in the dock villager from home. A lot of people wouldn't do that. But he respected the fact that StonePlease could show up with the scout possibly. And so StonePlease wasn't able to get any damage done. So there's not many trees available on your starting island. And you're going to chop through them. And if you do that, you have to build new lumber camps. If you're Dravidians, for example. But if you're Armenians, you can just move the mule cart around to all these little trees. So Armenians should be really good. Armenians also, they get the free relic when they build their first monastery. They can use warrior priests to fight, but also pick up relics. They also have really good income of wood and gold and good navy. So all these things seem to really click for me. I think it's quite good for both, though. Dravidians have the extra carry capacity on the fish. which is actually way more helpful here than other maps because you don't have as many fish close by. And you get all that extra wood to work with, plus the population space from the docks. But Ganji's here. He'll build a lumber camp with 5 vills, bring over 5 more. And then StonePlease doesn't seem to have an interest in sending any vills to the middle right now. So StonePlease, I think, is going to go for the full water approach. We're just now seeing the vills come. You can also transport your mule carts, by the way. Should take up population space there. I'm not actually certain. I'm like 95% sure that's the case, though, just because that makes sense. I only found out that you could garrison mule carts because I accidentally garrisoned a mule cart. And then it was like, oh. So, here we go. 4 vills from StonePlease. But did he scout this at all? See, he hasn't scouted that Ganji's over here. And Ganji won't know that he's here either. And it's going to be galley opening now from 2 docks for StonePlease. Ganji's checking this island. He's like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He also doesn't see anything. I imagine he's about to bring the transport over, but it's about to get very awkward if you are anything in a transport ship. No way, dude. Are you kidding me? We talk about this all the time, how important scouting is. Are you kidding me? There we go. And not only does he spot the barracks, but he spots the range and gets hit by the spearman. So StonePlease has to react to that immediately. And he doesn't have anything yet, and he's going to drop a tower there, which I think is a good move. Because he's gone double dock, and he's going for galleys, which is a much bigger water investment than Ganji. Ganji's just got 1 fire. Maybe a second one will come out eventually. So odds are, right? Ganji's going to take land, and StonePlease is probably going to take water. Ganji will hope to make this chaotic as well so the galley player can't micro, but StonePlease doesn't have too much to worry about right now. Is dropping the tower. Hold on. Is fighting this off. Ganji could kill a villager here. Nice job from Ganji to immediately come forward. I really like that decision. Tower will go down, but Ganji's not finished. I think Ganji might build his own tower. Now, I don't like towering... Okay, see, I don't like that tower if you're up against Armenians. Yes, this is actually perfect from Ganji. If you're up against a lumber camp, you tower behind the wood line. If you're up against a mule cart, you don't do that. You need to tower in range of the opponent's tower, toss your archers inside, and shoot that tower down. So things will get interesting. There's so many galleys for StonePlease, but it's hard for him to really focus on killing the fish and getting to the right positions. And I think this is very good for Ganji. The longer that Ganji can go without losing water control, the better. And he is going to do exactly what I said. Put archers into the tower, slowly shoot this down. Fletching will come in for StonePlease. He's not actually mining stone, though, funnily enough. So he won't be able to repair forever. And Ganji's archer does go down. And the galleys are still hunting for fish. It's so difficult to pay attention to all these groups of galleys. But finally, there's some reward. Look at this from Ganji, though. That fire is actually sneaking over this way. What I would have really liked to see from StonePlease is I would have liked to see the initial 4 or 5 galleys and then 1 or 2 fires, if you're going to do this. Helps you destroy the dock much faster, and you can have a bit of a meat shield in front. I guess it's not meat, it's wood, because it's a ship, but you get my point. These vills need to run, dude. These vills, I don't know where the transport is, but these vills need to plan to just go back home. A nice shot from StonePlease. He is already over here. So yeah, he could just bring the villagers over here, right? And fire galley pushed away the galleys here, it seems. And oh, we have a transport from Ganji. Did StonePlease see that? Ganji is transporting the archers to the starting island from StonePlease. This is a great move. I thought he was going to wait for these vills. He's not. I don't think StonePlease saw that. And now he's pulling his transport this way like he wants to go use it. He's not going to see this. Guys, he has no clue. This is an epic play from Ganji. This is huge. Because he is losing water, right? StonePlease has been really resistant to add a barracks and an archer range of his own. He's been so focused on the water and just keeping that tower up. But Ganji's like, hello! And what is StonePlease supposed to do here? He doesn't have the stone for a tower. Ganji does get a little too close to the TC there, but there's not many villagers inside, and this should be devastating. And Ganji, don't lose your archers to the TC, my friend. All beautiful snipes. And meanwhile, he does still need to repair and garrison his tower. Well played from StonePlease. But StonePlease needs to evac. Yeah, 5 villagers at a time out of the transport. Send them somewhere else. Be as quick as possible. Meanwhile, water control is a big issue for Ganji. What a game here, guys. Transport's coming back. There's also a galley there. You can also bring the mule cart. And okay, there go the vills. There's wood, there's food. Anything you would want is over here. Also, lots of outposting from StonePlease on this area. But I really think, like... I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Chat, what do you think? But I think you just gotta abandon this area. Bring the transport and get out of here, dude. Get out of here. Also, if you could bring some ships over here and take out that transport, these archers can never leave. But that is, like, so far from your mind. This is crazy. Look at the worker efficiency last minute. 31%. That's a realistic worker efficiency at this time on a freaking Tuesday. You know, chat, how many of you guys are at work right now? I won't tell. But, like, yeah, this is hilarious, man. This is absolutely hilarious. I will say this. If StonePlease wasn't a mule cart, Civ, he'd be completely dead. The mule carts give him an actual chance here. I still really like Ganji's position. He's collected more resources. It will be tricky, though, without water control. He'll have decisions to make on, like, does he try and win back water in Castle Age? Does he just boom up on land and not prioritize water at all? Archers have done so much. He's killed 5 eco this game, Ganji. He's lost all of his fish. And yeah, there goes... Wait a second. Oh, the villagers behind the transport. Okay, so as I said before, the mule cart takes up 1 pop space. Gamer says I've been 72% idle today. Nice. Well, StonePlease needs to click up. It's more like food please instead of StonePlease at this point. Hasn't had a single farm this whole game. And I think like that right there is what it will look back at as the game-winning play. Because those 5 archers completely threw StonePlease off guard. StonePlease wasn't able to do anything he wanted economically. I also really like the tower decision. It's just really smart play. And this archer is maybe going to die. But is this calculated from Ganji? Think about it. Does he let that die so StonePlease thinks he's fine? And then he brings 5 more? Is that next level? Or, as we say on this stream, next lever thinking right there from Ganji? Because, like, obviously you want to save that archer. But if you save the archer, then your opponent doesn't go elsewhere. I don't know. He's going to bring the archers in now. So many galleys for StonePlease. He should have a lot of time. But the Navy doesn't necessarily do a ton for him here. And Ganji in position to do whatever he wants in Castle. I would say dropping town centers to add eco would make a lot of sense. And then you try and come back onto water later. StonePlease is just not able... Like, look, now he's looking for the transport ship. Just not able to keep track of that transport ship. He is patrolling. Look at his patrols. He's patrolling every area of the shorelines he can right now. Just to ensure that Ganji doesn't come back on water or something. Dude, Ganji's archers are the sneakiest Oh, well. Stupid archers. They attack the house. And StonePlease is going to be fine here. Like, this is the only eco he has here right now. He should be able to protect this with everything he has. Oh, dude, look at Ganji. Ganji goes for 3 town centers in the middle right away. That's crazy. Also, we'll get Bodkin, which will affect his tower and affect his archers. That's a crazy economy, though. To be able to drop these town centers and also get these upgrades at the same time and have the amount of food he has in the bank is beautiful. So it'll be a total of 4 TCs. So it feels like this game is definitely going late, at least with the way Ganji's playing it. I think this makes a lot of sense. Like, If you try and force back on the water now, that's a lot of Armenian galleys out there, and it could be seen as a waste. I think your game plan now is you get a massive boom, and then you drop a castle near the shoreline later so you can get docks up. Now, from StonePlease's perspective, you've got to use this water control in another way. And I think, ideal world, you somehow come over here and you try and punish Ganji's boom somewhat. Probably add a bit of an eco yourself, but I don't know, Siege Monk or something? Kind of tough, too. Like, there's not many areas. StonePlease's scout will die. So he'll see... How many TCs does he spot? Wow, okay, so he actually sees all 3 of those TCs. Can you imagine if he had the stone for a castle right there? But that's not really an option, so you can't go in this area because the opponent has outposts and town centers. So you'd really have the transport down here to build whatever you want to build. It's not easy. Ganji's kind of played a perfect game so far. The archers are checking. Archers here are microing. And there are the town centers now from StonePlease. Do you guys think we're going to see the unique ship for the Dravidians, the Therisidai? You can only make them an imp, but they're really good against galleys. I think that's a possibility. I think the unit's so tanky that you can still go galleon. That way you can produce some ships and whatnot in Castle Age, but then mix in those units. So I don't think it's... I don't think it can be your only unit. But mixing them in could be really nice. Yeah, Ganji... We see a lot of players try and... A lot of players lack patience in these situations. And try and force the issue. Get crossbowmen, for example. But he didn't even cancels that. Oh, and there's the elusive transport again. No way, dude. StonePlease! Don't let this happen! Ganji's an absolute madman with this transport ship. How has this transport ship done this much? The archers now find the weak villagers from before. No way, dude. That's crazy. This transport's brought more value than any transport you'll see. I don't know how the villagers aren't dead yet. The villagers are somehow still alive, but that's sick for Ganji. Does get the crossbow upgrade now. That's so frustrating for StonePlease. All this water control and this transport just keeps sneaking in. The transport will go down now. But talk about value. What a good position for Ganji right now. And now is when you might see him sneak that castle we talked about. We knew StonePlease was going to be behind already. Massively behind. But this just makes it so much worse. Now you need to make like a response to this, which you didn't really want to. Like, and as you're distracted, I'm sure Ganji's probably going to place a castle on the shoreline. StonePlease is transporting warrior priests to get relics. So... Oh, Ganji, it's a warrior priest, bro. I think Ganji didn't realize what that was. I think Ganji thought that was like a bigger army. Panic building a TC. That's funny. Bit of an overreaction, maybe. But he's played a perfect game. And that's the perfect castle. And StonePlease has ships all around, but still doesn't have vision on this. Doesn't notice it because he's looking for the relics or whatever else. And once that castle's up, Ganji can click up. And this castle completely defends dock positions. So there could be so many docks coming up. The warrior priest still didn't pick up that relic. It is 3 relics there for StonePlease, but he's just too distracted. He's doing other things. Did add 16 fishing ships, so he's really trying to make use of the fish. Has farming eco here, has farming eco here. He's playing a good game from here. But the main issue for me is just Ganji just got so far ahead, dude. He got so far ahead. Ganji actually made a random elephant archer here. So if there was a time to just open with the Therisidai, this would be it. Because he still isn't he doesn't have his docks complete. I still would say get War Galley, go Fast Fire, and then you go War Galley. Just because there's still a bit of uncertainty on the 3 Sedai ship. Like, people don't necessarily know. They haven't played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games with those. So you don't want to throw. But the 3 docks are great. I'm sure there will be more. And now StonePlease is clicked up. All right. Pretty sick that StonePlease is also clicked up. So he's 2 minutes away. And he also still has the 11 galleys. And he has 3 relics. Doesn't seem like he'll ever get this one. Kate Coates, thank you for the prime. Welcome. Vision, what's up? Memento Morris, thank you. Suspicious Fish. Rhino Bob, JBG Joe, Jerp, hello. Thanks for the 54 months. You missed it, but we're not allowed. We cannot talk about the Minnesota Vikings on this channel anymore. Give me a couple weeks, okay? Just please stop. Please don't do that to me. Castle now from StonePlease. But StonePlease might need to cancel that. You need to cancel that castle. That could be so rough, right? Like, Ganji has a castle. He can just treb that from the other side. It is actually a really good castle. Because it blocks off this river in the middle. So, positionally, it's really important. And that's probably what StonePlease is thinking. He's thinking that this castle can kill any ships that are produced from those docks, which is true. And villagers will be hopping into transport ships, maybe to come over here and push this area. But remember, from Ganji's perspective, he's got a lot more space to move around than his opponent does. That's something to keep in mind. He could play more defensive than this, but I like the aggression. He doesn't have enough stone for a castle. In fact, he's not mining any stone. He does have stone around, but just hasn't shifted villagers to it yet. Fast Fire ship is in. The Fast Fires are up here. StonePlease is now getting Galleon, Bracer, and Chemistry. Once those upgrades are in, and then once his unique tech is in, this should be good. But look at the difference. Like, he's so distracted. He has to look here. Now as the Fast Fire ships are eating away. The Fast Fire ships were also clicked behind from Ganji. It's all intentional to just go chase down those War Galleys before they're upgraded. And this is just so good from Ganji. He'll get good value from the Fast Fires and the Galleons. And he has the Trebs taking out this castle. And then behind this, he's clicked Galleon himself. And he will just go full Galleon spam behind this. And StonePlease doesn't really have a lot left. Ganji, very well played. He's one of the favorites in this group. It's what I said at the start. Still believe that. But I think StonePlease is going to show us some pretty cool stuff. This is wild. Ganji ran out of trees and had 33. Is that really 33? 33 vills needing to go to the middle. So his eco advantage wasn't quite as good as maybe they thought. But no, I think the transports were on the way back. Hold on. Can you imagine in a closer game if these transports get sniped, how annoying that is? Because there were some war galleys here. But yeah, the transport from Ganji was so well played. I love the recognition with the tower. It was a perfect tower. And then the transport where the archers was top tier. And I think StonePlease will be regretting not protecting this area. He was thinking so much about trying to find the fish and combat on water, and he just didn't think that the archers could make it over. That's a bit of meta on this map. So it is something you have to keep in mind. There's the res collected for Ganji, ahead of everything. But we'll go to StonePlease's map next. Game 2. Oh, is it back up now? Okay, game 2. We've got StonePlease playing as the Persians. Really good civ here. And we have Ganji playing as the Malay. The quirk on this map, the thing to think about on this map is the wood. And we actually pushed a change last night to make it so there is no wood on the back side. You would have to go to the corners to find the wood that is not surrounded by the rocky forest. The reason we did this, and I assume Ganji saw the change log, but maybe he didn't. The reason we did this is because sometimes someone would have a wood line that's not surrounded by rocks and the other guy would not. It feels like it's not in the spirit of the map to have free wood lines without the rock. So you got to be a little wise on where you place your lumber camp, but you should be able to find a lumber camp positioning where you're just one tile off the wood. But what that means is you can't really wall things up. A melee for Ganji. Advance faster to the next stage. Good infantry archer civilization. Could be pretty good here. But I would prefer the Persians. I would definitely prefer the Persians. Also, look at StonePlease. Using a Vil to find sheep. So you could push in as much deer as possible here from the middle. That's where you've got all the hunts. And Ganji's doing the same. And then there's lots of stone and gold there too. So this map, the middle matters more than most other maps. And I'd expect aggression here from StonePlease. And he's definitely more the Arabia player. Now, Ganji can be very good on Arabia. But you wouldn't consider him to be a player who prioritizes this as maybe some more strategic maps. This is going to be a lot about that execution here. And you can't wall the rock, so you also can't wall this rock. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd expect Ganji to maybe play defensive at the start. Maybe play into spears and adapt. Could still play scouts or something with the melee. It's not a bad thing in a feudal age map to do that. But with the 4 on wood, feels to me like Ganji is going to have something else in mind. Nah, like, Ganji's not... I wouldn't consider Ganji an arena clown either. Like, when I think arena clown, I think someone who bans all open maps, isn't good on open maps. You know, Ganji is... I don't know, he's just like a super overall player, and he's not like a lot of other nerds that are like, if they don't play one map 1,000 times in their year, they get upset. Like, I probably just offended 70% of the player base. But Ganji's actually a well-rounded individual. And to be fair, I mean, you could still be a player who likes Arabia or Arena and still be well-rounded. It really depends on which player we're talking about. But he can kind of do it all. Used to play a lot of Arabia, plays a lot of team games. Wouldn't necessarily say that Ganji is more one thing than the other. So barracks from Ganji. This is definitely going to be men-at-arms, which I kind of assumed when I saw the amount on wood. The nice thing is, you know where your opponent is. You just have to look for the opening in the wood line. So you don't actually have to scout that much. Ooh, watch this. Double deer push from StonePlease. Guarantee it. Yep, double deer push. So you can do this now with the change they made to the deer. And Red Phosphoru, the player that I know StonePlease trained with, was the one who had initially started doing this. It's not the best double deer push I've ever seen. Dude, just push one deer. Just push one deer. Don't... Okay, this is going to take forever. But yeah, you can do... Okay, he's making it straight. Moving this to the side. Okay, now you get to the... Oh, God. Okay, you move that. Okay, you now push from that side. Okay, that... Oh. Okay, here we go. There's a barracks there. Oh, God. Just take one. Just take one. Oh, don't take it there. Whatever. Food is food, am I right? Actually, they're going to build the stable. That's actually kind of nice. They have something to go to right away. That's not bad. Lots of deer being pushed. Yeah, players just don't want to be out here with villagers, which makes sense. Ganji sees the stable. Ooh, timing here could be rough. That's always really frustrating. Ganji knows that his opponent's in feudal and will get a big advantage with the attack output. Ganji is doing the right thing, though. Instead of just running, he's at least hitting and running, so he got some damage in, and now he backs away. That could have been much worse. And he's taking his opponent away from the militia. He does not want his opponent to know that he's going for man-at-arms. That's a really smart move from Ganji. He still needs to click man-at-arms, which will take a second. And now StonePlease is chasing this down. We'll see the range. We'll think, okay, he's probably just going archers. But if he was paying attention there, he would have caught the militia. Now, it's tough for Ganji because he doesn't know where the berries are, but the wood is always in the same spot, right? It's always on the side, so you know it's going to be there, and Man-at-Arms is on the way. We actually have a tower here from StonePlease, which I actually kind of like. If he plays this correctly, I don't think he'll lose a Vil, and then he can be back on wood. You could definitely tell the nerves are a bit high for him. His eco's all over the place. But that tower fully protects the wood line, which is going to be really important. I'm just looking at this eco, though, and it's just... It's a little awkward right now for StonePlease. Meanwhile, for Ganji, I like the balance. Still didn't grab any eco upgrades, which is actually a big concern. But the Man-at-Arms and the Spears head over this way. Walls come up here now from StonePlease. And Scouts now moving forward for StonePlease, and... Without that tower, he could have lost Vills. He wouldn't be working as efficiently, and he definitely wouldn't bring all his scouts forward like this. That tower allowed him to do this. I like the archer range as well. He'll have some units out to defend from that quickly. But Ganji sees that this is coming. See, you cannot wall here, so there's always going to be that gap. But through that gap will be spearmen. So it's possible StonePlease thinks, oh, he screwed up. There's a hole in his wall. And then he runs in. He's like, yeah, he's a noob. Oh, crap, I'm a noob, you know? Nice awareness from him to realize. The StonePlease's skirms push this away. Also looks like Ganji lost a scout. And, StonePlease is going to berries. Well, there are more berries out here. That's interesting. Persian ecos should be super smooth here. The Malay ecos also looked really good. Again, the main thing, though, is Ganji never snagged any eco upgrades. So I wonder if he thinks he did. Skirmisher on its own now for Ganji. That will go down. StonePlease still hitting and running as much as he can with the skirms. He's luring Ganji into the TC. Ganji notices. Ganji did lose the skirm, though. It's a lot of activity with the armies right now. I kind of like the double berries, because then you can go, like, you're not investing as much wood into farms initially. He's obviously going to do both, but still. Oh, man, StonePlease, he seems to be just getting these nice little positions, but it's actually really valuable for Ganji to still have this the Man-at-Arms in the group. Haven't taken much damage here. This makes this a highly micro-oriented game. StonePlease hoping to pick off reinforcements with the scouts. He will try. But the spears are there. This is a good game, dude. This is a really good game. This is a fun game to watch. It's a lot of army here. StonePlease still thinking if he parks his scouts in the middle, Ganji can never reinforce. And Ganji is not reinforcing because he understands that. I'd say StonePlease has the better position right now, as long as things go well here. The fact that he can cut off his opponent's reinforcements is really nice. And the skirm defense should work out. Fletching is on the way. StonePlease is simply too good, too fast to lose any villagers, at least right there. Good micro. There are villagers back here, though, but Ganji's never expecting that. Like, Ganji will think there's no reason for him to go over there, funnily enough. And the Man-at-Arms will slowly go down at this point, and these villagers can head back. Yeah, like, from Ganji's perspective, the only way he'll run... Oh, now he's coming this way. That's so funny. Just as StonePlease is going back. I think the only way that you go that direction is if you're trying to buy time and just keep the army from the opponent in his own base. Farming eco is looking good for StonePlease. There's got definitely lots of idols, but he'll add more farms. His micro is great here. His scouts run in too deep, though. And he loses 2 scouts. So, I don't know. Like, it's just a really good game. They're really well played from both. It does feel like Castle Age will be faster for Ganji, but what will he accomplish with a faster Castle Age? Almost feels like he's in a position where he won't have an actual army in early Castle Age to fight back with. So if anything, this might just be more of a boom approach from him. Which certainly would be in his skill set. He is still making some archers. But 11 to 6 KD for StonePlease. Wheelbarrow coming in. Look at this eco, dude. I mean, 18 farms with horse collar. Still has some vills on berries. He's Persians. And Ganji's definitely hoping for a crossbow timing. But he'll make it to Castle H, and it's going to be like, surprise, you have no resources. And I don't think with these numbers he could easily advance out. The other thing, too, is he still doesn't have Bid Axe. And he might not go for Bowsaw, let's say, in this timing naturally. Just because he needs to get Crossbow. I think it was similar. When he went Man-at-Arms, he didn't have the resources for Bid Axe. Now he might not have the resources to... Oh, well. It's good for Ganji he realized. I was just wondering if maybe he'd keep forgetting about that. And villagers on golds. Get the quick walls down. Now, that will freak out StonePlease. StonePlease is going to be like, what? How is he up already? But then he'll see the army here, and he's like, that's not really that big of an army. I can fight that. Thing he can't really fight would be the elephant that's about to come out. The big chonker that's about to hop out of the stable. That's the problem. But the chonker's slow. StonePlease, is he going to dive with everything here? Oh, he's diving with all of his skirms. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think, like, other players are just going to fall back and be patient with this skirm mass. Checking the speed difference. Yes, skirms are slightly faster. That was a really good moment for Ganji. I think those skirms could have maybe fallen back home. And by the time you get back home, you probably then can click your upgrades and push this back. Easier said than done, right? Ganji also sold all of his stones, so he's not in a position to drop a TC right now. So that may change. Would love to see a new lumber camp for him. He'll run in. Still, once that elephant is down, probably don't want to be underneath the tower. So neither player will have the stone to build the TC. But Elite Skirm, upgrades should all come in for StonePlease. He should still have the time. And if he doesn't have the resources right away, he can always use the market to balance things out. Elite Skirm takes time to research, so... Yeah, there it is. I think Ganji needs to recognize this and move back to the middle right now. It's going to be really tough to actually get damage here. Let's see his confidence with this. Houses everywhere from StonePlease. 18 seconds of TC idle time. Crazy game. The level's been so good here. Scouts still lurking around for StonePlease. We haven't seen a villager die yet in this game. Still might not be the case because there's a spearman there. Now Ganji's going to run to the north. We'll see if he stays there. But StonePlease is going to be paranoid about that. Like, right now, StonePlease has to respect the fact that crossbows could come through here. Legend of Corner Boy. Oh. Yeah, it's weird, but, like, that's probably a good move for you right now. Because StonePlease has no clue where you are. Let's see if he can find it. Scouts come from StonePlease. He'll see the TC, and he does find the crossbows there. Nice job from him to track that. We also have TC number 2 from StonePlease, so neither player TCing the middle yet. Eventually, though, whoever controls the middle should have the edge. And there are the skirms. There is also still the elephant, though. StonePlease is advancing forward to get damage. The damage could come, but there could also then be damage dished out by Ganji. Elephant will slowly die to the skirms. It's not going to be all that quick, and there's still a gap back here. StonePlease may notice that, though. He sniped a Vil with the light cav. He also now has the skirms and the cav archers forward, and Ganji will have massive problems. Ganji could be through, but there's skirms waiting for StonePlease. Great damage by StonePlease here. This is what I'm talking about with him. He's so good. He's so fast. But this is the type of map that he always prefers. Ganji could maybe sneak through. The skirms are still around, though, waiting. With armor. And now we'll see if StonePlease could keep this army alive. Ganji runs through. Oh, man, what a game. I'll say, though, that moment there took Ganji's eco all out of whack. Look at his wood situation. It's not going to be very smooth for archer production and for eco. Whereas StonePlease, who's building his monastery on the farm, which is hilarious. Yes, I think the eco for StonePlease is way better. He's also building TC number 3 towards the middle. So he overchopped this. And you could take some gold, take some stone, have some villagers near the middle. What a great game. This is really good. I like the fact that we'll see monks from StonePlease. I like the fact that we'll see CA. I really like that Ganji's been able to keep this army alive, though. I don't know if he'll accomplish much with it, but it's... Basically, if that army was dead, then all these other skirms could be forward, which could make life so much more difficult for Ganji. Are the elephants going to do enough here? Or can StonePlease just eventually kill them off? They are super cheap, though, right? And they do a lot of damage against the skirms. 3 TCs for Ganji. Very, very good eco for both right now. 68 vills for 63. Man, the level is so high here. Both so good. I think... Is it too bold a statement to say that Ganji and StonePlease might be both top 3 in their group when this group is finished? That might be a little too early for that. Feels super solid. They both won 2-1 in their first rounds. Yeah, it's still really early. Ganji will come in, snipe some vills. Great snipes to the crossbow army. Does pay off, but he still has to do something here. Move out of his base. The StonePlease was sending skirmishers this way to deal with the random crossbows. So he didn't realize that. And now there's siege as well. Don't think StonePlease noticed this until now. I think he just deleted the... No, I think he lost the university. I think he lost the 200 wood. Unless he... Oh, no, he immediately spent it. Wow. Okay. Ganji now has killed 7 villagers this game, so he's an 11 villager lead. Skirms arrived to kill that, though. And now Ganji's coming to the middle. This is about to get really intense. Neither player's really heavy on stone. StonePlease, though, is mining stone. I think we'll see Ganji shift a bunch of vills to stone soon. It feels natural. This is now the point of the game where you're thinking castles. Oh, man. Especially if you're StonePlease. You want a defensive castle against all this. This is going to be tough to micro everything. Elephant here, still a force. Siege now hitting. Oh, man. Siege was such a good addition for Ganji. I think that StonePlease needs to do the same. I think that's maybe the best thing he could do. Crossbows are still back in that freaking corner. I'm actually annoyed for StonePlease right now because that's such a good play from Ganji. Ganji's siege is advancing forward. He did just put a bunch of villagers on stone. StonePlease is going to lose so much control in the middle, which is really the most important thing on this map. His wood is here. His third TC is here. I think Ganji killed his own elephant, maybe? Or at least there was a weak one there. Still no ballistics yet for StonePlease. There's just those 3 elephants in front all the time. Make things so interesting, right? StonePlease now getting Parthian tactics. You don't see that every day. It's a recent change when the Persians were reworked. They received that in Castle Age. That's a great decision. That extra pierce armor is going to be huge against crossbows. And over here, finally, I think StonePlease is going to deal with that. Also does have skirms over here for whatever reason. So Parthian and ballistics will be in for StonePlease. Still very risky situation for him. Monk aiming to convert elephants. Didn't really happen, but the CA are just going to be used against the siege. And if the siege is gone, the skirms will be there with ballistics. And Ganji doesn't have the Vil there to repair. This should be really good for StonePlease now, who is way heavier on stone than he was before. So the Cav Archers now have 4 pierce armor. So 4 pierce armor against crossbow doing 7 damage. The skirms as well, obviously, are already very good in this situation. Ballistics comes in for Ganji, but is it too late? He needs more elephants, dude. The thing is, the elephants might be cheap, but they're dying pretty quickly to this amount of CA. This is a great game, but if Ganji can't get his castle down in the middle, where will he place it? Can he survive? The skirms did get some raiding in back there. Lots of farming for Ganji. And still keeping his army alive. But he really needs a big shot here, I think. He will get a big shot onto the skirms. Gets a decent shot onto the CA as well. That house foundation's actually super awkward for StonePlease. And we have a castle there from Ganji. Okay, so I think Ganji's thinking has just shifted. This is no longer push the middle and castle age. This is all about fast imp. If he can keep this army alive and get imp upgrades on it, he could push the middle with trebs. We see it all the time with delay. And StonePlease, his army composition doesn't necessarily get that much better here when Imperial Age comes in, right? He doesn't get Bracer for his CA and skirms. He only gets the final armor. Delay can get all the upgrades, and this is a good fight for Ganji. Look at the repairing. And look at the resources for him. He'll definitely click up soon. The micro's good from both. 1 for 1. Man, this is such a good game. That Mangonel as well will go down. No repair vills. Now the CA are here. And the crossbows have to back up. We'll see both click imp. We have Ganji on the way. He's kind of getting massacred, but he's up. He also saves his crossbows. And now we have StonePlease on the way. StonePlease. Look at the aggression, though. It's really tough to justify running through here, but he's going to do it anyways. He needs to probably chill a little bit. He can't dive underneath that TC, but the idle time, keeping Ganji back here is worth it. StonePlease has outposts on the left side, even a couple skirms running back there. There's also a skirm over here as well, so he's really starting to think about and utilize the outside. I think for now, the play, which StonePlease is going for as well, is skirm into bombard cannon. And then, eventually... Oh my god, he's diving in? He's crazy! I don't think this is worth it. I don't know if this is worth it. Was not expecting him to be underneath these TCs like this. What in the world? StonePlease! Chill, please, StonePlease. I mean, maybe he thinks the CA are just a waste from here, and he wants to kill the crossbow mass before it's upgraded. He runs underneath 2 TCs. He will still have the CA. And now what this does is Ganji has to chase. That's actually pretty good. The Cav Archers were not as focused anymore. And now the army from Ganji can't advance forward. Oh, he also has skirms here as well. Obviously, those Cav Archers could eventually die, but StonePlease microing away from them. And a couple random skirmishers still here. Ganji has just not been to the middle in a while. I really like the play. I was surprised StonePlease did it, but I really like the play to dive like that. That was sick. Ganji, he's just now making a treb. Like, he's putting so much attention and focus into dealing with these side raids. Now we have 23 skirms on the map from StonePlease behind this. He is getting armor. He is getting chemistry. And he should plan around bombard cannons. If the melee can't win through archers, it's normally infantry. But the map control and the eco from StonePlease is top tier right now. I love it. The amount of outposts he has on the sides is unbelievable. 3 relics as well. Could maybe get this 4th. He will not be surprised by anything right now. Except for maybe this treb that's about to pop out. But, like, there's not a lot to protect that treb for Ganji. And StonePlease should be able to use his own treb in defense. Has plenty of stone to repair. And now is when... He's playing this perfect. It's honestly a perfect game. Open with skirms first, and then you switch into something else. And wow, he's actually going heavy CA. I don't hate it. You have so many range techs already. You need a unit that's a bit stronger against bombard cannons and trebs. And, like, any infantry. If bombard cannons are on the way for StonePlease, he'll actually drop another castle right next to this. But I think once Ganji's treb goes down here, it's not going to be an easy time for him. Skirmishers really just need some help to take out the Mangonel. Still random units. There's even... Oh, there was a range denied back there. Okay. Trebuchets. It's 3 trebuchets for StonePlease before he has bombard cannons. But Ganji's going full bombard cannon here. He won't make another treb, it seems. But see, now that the Cav Archers are there, the Cav Archers could do more damage in that situation. That's what StonePlease wants, but he'll take the Mangonel now instead. He gets rid of that, then his skirms can just hang out here. The Trebs are still doing their job. StonePlease's skirms are focusing down the crossbows. Ganji doesn't really have a supporting army anymore. The Ganji is going to be without gold and stone long term because that's where most of that's in the middle, right? The bombard cannons pop out for StonePlease. That should be the end of Ganji's Treb, and as Ganji tries to back away with it, he won't easily be able to. Treb goes down. The bombard cannons for Ganji survive, but this is his last chance. And now, like, Ganji, you got to spend all your gold on Siege because he still has the cannons. That's a big engagement, and then you need Skirm. So, like, Skirm, bombard cannon, and then probably Halb. You really don't spend gold on any more crossbows from here. This is where I think if StonePlease can settle his mind a little bit, if he can just start to slowly get armor upgrades for Cav, he'll bank up food and he could eventually get to a point where he can go for a stable switch. So Hussars would be realistic. I actually wouldn't even hate Cavalier because it's just so much stronger and you have so much access to resources, but he's got 69 on wood and 32 on food, so it's not a perfect balance because of all the microing. Ganji's experience, he'll know this is his last chance. It's not looking good for him, but if he can fully pop up, there's absolutely an opportunity. He's got 1,700 gold left there. CA coming into raid right now from StonePlease. StonePlease just got completely rocked there, though, by the bombard cannons on the skirms. Castle here from Ganji, so I guess so he doesn't get raided, right? But yeah, dude, can you imagine if Cavalier was clicked right now from StonePlease? Pretty soon, he'll be in a position to spam quite a few of them, and there it is. Yeah, this is good. I like the side raids, but ultimately, I don't think that's what wins this game at this point. It's all about the middle area. Think like hoardings, architecture, masonry, all the techs to add more HP to the castles could be a really good shout for StonePlease as well. He also clicks Hussar. There's some stables. More stables coming up. I think if he can keep these castles up and get this stable switch in, Ganji's in trouble. Ganji needs to push. But every time he pushes out, there's just enough resistance from StonePlease. Needs to wait for StonePlease to lose a few cannons or something. It's not really going to happen with how good StonePlease is playing right now. You know, I would love to see elite war elephant, but that might be a throw. And Trebs are over here. Are you kidding me, dude? Look at that. That's so funny. Ganji's like, what? I mean, he might lose the castle because the bombard cannons are still in the middle. Ganji will send skirms after the Trebs. I mean, who cares about your Trebs at this point? If they take out that castle, they've done their job. Oh, man. Look at the amount of cannons. The castle for Ganji is going to... Oh, it's going to stay up. But, guys, the switch is coming for StonePlease. That Cav switch we've been waiting for. The crossbows have disappeared. They've gotten hit by the bombard cannons. StonePlease, with one raid, probably forces Ganji to tap out. I mean, like Cav, Hussars, Cavalier, all that through the middle is just game over. Another big shot from StonePlease. Yeah, this is StonePlease's game. Well executed, super comfortable. Ganji's also playing top tier Age of Empires too. It's not like there's a question here on Ganji's performance at all. It's just been a slightly better game from StonePlease. So confident as well. Confident in defense. Confident in every single decision. And Ganji's going to completely crumble to this now. I don't see a way back for him. He'll have no gold soon. The pikeman switch is probably a little too late. Castle's down. Buildings are getting battered down. There's a defensive castles in the corner from StonePlease as well, so he'll never be able to be raided. And yeah, Ganji just taps out. He just simply doesn't have a good enough army here. StonePlease is a beastly player. And again, you want to be impressed. Like, just look around the map. He did have some outposts over here. I think they got taken out by something. But he had outposts over there. He had outposts over here. Full control of the middle. Ecotechs are basically perfect. You don't really need crop rotation at this point. Military upgrades were well timed. Micro was fantastic. And yeah, he played it well. And you see this here. Just so fast, dude. So freaking fast. I don't know what he's doing. I've never seen his point of view before. But he peaked at 497 APM? That's 497 a minute? Like, what was he doing? He must use a scroll wheel for production or something. I'd have to ask him, but he's just so good. And this is the type of map that he wanted. So, interesting things down this group, because they both went 2-1 in their first round. Now it's 1-1 here, so they both have 3 wins. So whoever wins this next game will tie Lewis, who's at the top of the group after 2 rounds, with 4 wins. Very competitive group. And it will be on Ganji's home map next. So advantage should be for Ganji. All right, game number 3. Let's see. So live update, right, in the standings, just going off the top of my head. After 2 rounds, we have Lewis at the top of this group with 4 wins. And then StonePlease at 3 and Ganji at 3. So whoever wins this will be tied with Lewis for top of the group. Whoever loses, kind of middle of the pack in this group. But yeah, this win means a lot, dude. This win means a lot. And I would say that Ganji is the player you would favor here. Ganji's gone for the Burgundians, which is definitely in the top 5 of civilizations for this map, I would say. StonePlease actually played with the Burgundians when he won against Kasva in their 3rd game. In the first week, I remember casting that. It's interesting that StonePlease house tricked there, even though his Vil was going to be fine. He doesn't want it to lose any HP. That's crazy. Who has the time for that, bro? I just let my villager take 2 hits. He says, nope, not doing it. Vils will never need to be healed up. But yeah, so for those that missed the draft, Humans was on the draft from StonePlease, and that was the only civ that I felt was obvious for this map. And so Ganji had like Burgundians, Portuguese, Bengalis. He had all the good ones. And so I think what happened was StonePlease was going to go Humans, and then he said, well, Ganji's going to know the best way to punish that, and Ganji's going to expect that. So he now is going Khmer to try and switch it up a little bit. So my feeling is that it's probably going to be extreme. You could boom and make light calf and fight for map control with the Khmer. Don't get me wrong. I guess it depends on StonePlease's confidence there. Let's see if his villagers take any hits. Ah, what a noob. He lost a little bit of HP. What a noob. It definitely feels like he's being extra particular there. Almost like he thinks villagers won't be as efficient if they get hit or something. I still think if someone can make that mod, we'll call it the realistic villager mod. Imagine if the efficiency of your villager was based on their HP. That would be crazy, right? So, like, if Viper saves a villager with a quick wall that's still on 1 HP, it then has, like, 2% efficiency. And then I guess, like, Poles would have to be banned every series because their villagers regenerate. And then monks would probably become a little bit stronger, I guess. I need that. There's a lot of instances where I'm really close to killing Vils and I just don't quite have the micro to do it. So I'm just advocating for that for my own benefit. Burgundians get the eco upgrades in cheaper and earlier. So you'll start to see Ganji's res collected go ahead here. Will StonePlease try and fight on the outside? When I thought Khmer, I thought forward buildings and making it messy. But he's adding farms. And for any beginners here that don't know the bonuses, Khmer farmers don't drop off of the TC or the mill. So that farm is not bad, even though it's like kind of bothers me. And yeah, this is probably a fast castle. Okay, so the fastest boom you can do with the Khmer Is like 22. I would say 23 is the safest, but 22 pop. Typically, I go 23. I actually like to add 24. The issue, though, if you go 24 is you're pretty much adding the TC and nothing else for a little while. It's not like you can do both. The walls are coming up. Does Ganji know about this boar? Yep, looks like Ganji does. I guess the wall villager will handle that. Or maybe another villager will handle that. Could be considered a little bit risky for Ganji to be out here if his opponent's going to be feudal age faster. But look, he's definitely paranoid it's going to be some type of feudal age shenanigans here. That was my thinking as well. So he is walling a lot. And walling is resource investment, but also villager time. So this does lessen the effectiveness of his eco. I don't know why the game froze there suddenly, but I think we're okay now. And also, I think StonePlease spotted that scout. Are we still good? Did I drop frames? Oh, that was my internet. F5, chat. Sorry about that. I could tell with the game as well that the game just kind of stuttered. Weird. I tell my neighbors the schedule for Titans League every week. So I make sure to put a little like pamphlet on their door that says what the schedule is. And I'm like, please don't be stealing my Wi-Fi at these times. Thank you very much. They never really seem to respond. It's really weird. I'm really friendly, but they don't invite me over for stuff either. Like, they just kind of ignore me. I wonder why. Almost like it's weird for me to tell them my streaming schedule. I'm kidding, by the way. Ducks, don't make jokes at my expense. We just added new blood, all right? We got new mods in, all right? There is no better time to get rid of somebody than now after we brought in new mods. Don't even. I'm kidding. I would never. Well, I might. Stone, please clicks up to Castle Age immediately. Okay, guys, there's no better time to do this. I really got to go pee. So I'll be right back. Scout for Stone, please, is hunting for Ganji right now. But we won't see a whole lot else for the time being. This could be a really long one, so I'll be right back. Just make sure that you do not subscribe throughout this period of time. All right? This is not the time to do that. Do that when I'm actually working hard, so I feel valued. Thank you. All right, I am back. Sorry to interrupt your peace and quiet. Fly Guy, thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you, Top Futsal, for the gifted sub. Thank you, Jules and Jules, for the gifted sub. We also had 2 people resub while I was gone. More people subscribed while I was gone than while I was actually here. That's great. Thank you, guys. Wow, look at this, dude. Look at this. 3 TCs right away for Stone, please. We just hit the 14th minute. Res are going to be a bit at the limit. He really won't have the food right away for all 3 TCs, but this is really good play. Ganji added more eco than I was expecting. I obviously didn't get to look at his builds because I was preoccupied. But I think part of this is simply due to the fact that he walled so much. So he had quite a bit of investment into the walls, not to mention villager time. And odds should be really good for Ganji to get some relics. There's 9 relics on the map. You've got 2 relics in the north, 2 relics in the south, and then you've got 5 relics in the middle. But Ganji should know, you pretty much have 2 choices. Excuse me. You have 2 choices with Khmer. You either go full boom and delay the stable, or you open with the stable and delay your boom. And I think the correct approach when you're up against the Burgundians is you boom. Because otherwise you're just going to be completely out ecoed, right? Ganji will be in a good position to add TCs, but he will be behind in bills, so I expect the res collected to look pretty good for Stone, please, soon. The double palisades were because he was thinking his opponent would go forward. I'm sure of it. And so, obviously, his opponent didn't do that. So, the threat of Khmer got into Ganji's mind, if anything. Ganji goes for TC2 and TC3 and then the monastery. But we're right at the point where I think StonePlease could add a stable. Like, if StonePlease could get scouts out now and snipe the first couple monks, that would be massive. Just don't know if that will happen. I like the walls on the outside now from StonePlease, so he isn't attacked or raided back here. But this is a pretty good build. I still have some questions on the Khmer as a civilization compared to other choices he could have gone for, but this is a pretty nice build. Also, nice micro there just to get the hill, but now Ganji gets the hill. And now StonePlease will get the hill. And now Ganji's going for the hill, and now StonePlease is going for the hill. But I think StonePlease will have to let this scout die. That's a new scout there from Ganji. Ooh, kind of a funny tidbit. So scouts, when they turn to Lycav, get a little bit slower. So it is 0.05 slower now than it was before. So StonePlease still running around. And wow, still no stable. That's crazy to me. I would have expected that. Okay, now it goes down. Gonzar, thanks for the 2 months. Says it was a great stream for a minute. Yeah. You guys are so funny. Have I ever told you that? How creative and funny you are? Ha 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 ha. That was my real laugh, by the way. So this, I think StonePlease is thinking, I'm just gonna kill him before the relics pay off. Right? Like, he hasn't gone for a stable. He doesn't want to play that adaptation game whatsoever. He just wants to win this game early imp now. So we'll see if it's possible. Ganji's got every relic on the map in his sights, seemingly. He pretty much does. He's got this protected down here. He sees this one as well. Only one Ganji doesn't see is this one in the north. What's your opening, though? Do you go Arbalest? We have a pause. I would say Arbalest is your best play. You obviously skip the barracks. You just go for, like, 4 archer ranges. You go Arbs for map control, and then you drop forward castle for trebs, and you just try and kill quickly. Yeah, obviously your very best play with Khmer is lots of scorpions and ballista elephants and all these things, but you won't have the economy. And I think this is more about timing than anything. Ganji said he had a lag Skype. And that pause might have been a little bit longer than what it was for us. But apparently things are fine now, so. But yeah, the timing here will be interesting. Because ideal world, you have the castle in the front of your opponent's base. But the timing might not necessarily make sense for that. Oh. So he's going to go Halb. Yeah, okay. So Pike for map control because he's up against Lycav. And then forward castle. Yep, that's the plan. The thing is, people always build their monasteries on the front too. So if you castle their face and you push directly into their base, like, this could work really well, dude. 4th TC for Ganji as well. I mean, you also don't need that many units, right? Like 5 to 10 pikes, and you can build that forward castle. Love this from Ganji, though. Ganji will start to build outposts. He doesn't actually have stone for that right now. But once he collects a bit of stone, he can drop outposts. And he sees the siege workshop at least. And there goes StonePlease on the way up. Man, an outpost here would hit so hard. It's crazy. Because, like, I think what you could do is you could add siege. Well, he's adding a siege workshop anyways. Maybe add some of your own spears. Bring your monks. Yeah, that's the thing, is the monks could actually convert the spears. It's going to be Mangonel, Pike. Man, and StonePlease is just going to be running out into the darkness, too. More villas on stone. This is definitely for a forward castle. That's the plan. Could potentially work. I like the approach. Like, considering the skill set of Ganji, considering this is Ganji's home map, considering the Civ matchup. If you're gonna boom like this, this is the way to do it. You gotta end it fast. Ganji clicks up to Imp now. So he'll be a minute and a half behind. That could be... I doubt his TC will get trapped, but... It is the most vulnerable TC. Here come the pikemen. Ganji will see this. And now what does Ganji do? And will Ganji see the Vils as well? Eventually you go bombard cannons and hand cannons against this. So that's definitely your thinking if you're Ganji. Again, you can convert some of the pikes. Honestly, I don't even know if the upgrades are needed for these pikes. You're just not up against a whole lot here. Well, you're up against some knights, actually. Oh, castle's going up. And Ganji's bringing Vils. Ganji wants to Vil rush this or tower this. Nah, Ganji, you can't do that. Oh, quick walls now from StonePlease. Mangonel, though, will get sniped. And the monk is bringing the relic. Perfect timing. and this is good. No, you get it out of there, stupid monk. You do what the other monks are thinking about, and you take those relics to the back. Yeah, safe monastery. If you're about to get Treb pushed, you have to move. Move. Get him out. Get him out. Lots to do right now if you're Ganji. And StonePlease is starting to make a Treb now. But it's so sad that StonePlease isn't already attacking the walls. I think he chickened out a little bit. I think he could have gone for the forward castle. He'd be taking down the walls. He'd be much closer to Ganji's base. Here's just some random units going down. Halb is in now for StonePlease. It's going to be Cav Archers. Khmer Cav Archers. Well, they get full blacksmith upgrades. They do get Parthian tactics. You do get heavy CA. So you're missing Thumb Ring. That's the only thing you're missing. And honestly, just Castle Age CA, from a cost perspective, might be the play. Like, you probably won't afford heavy CA. I don't know, though. I feel like if Ganji plays into hand cannon skirm with bombard cannons, in theory, this should still be pretty good for him. Also like this from Ganji. Double layer walls over here. Ganji being active. So he's just making it so he's like, fine, take the middle. You will not have the sides. Those sides will be for me. Ganji should snipe that outpost Vil. These walls should go down. And StonePlease still hoping to break through into Ganji's base. Ganji will have 8 relics in that back monastery. And chemistry is now completed. So now the hand cannons can come out. But the food eco is compromised. The TCs could be compromised. This could still be a very awkward position here for Ganji. Such a big army now from StonePlease on his doorstep. Does StonePlease check the outside at all? It feels like an all-in middle push. Nope. Doesn't seem too worried about it. It's all about the timings, right? Upgrades coming in for those Cav Archers now. But still, 8 relics will be in that monastery for Ganji. I'd like to see Ganji go skirm. There's a hole in Ganji's wall. But Ganji still has monks. Ganji will have hand cannons as well. StonePlease has 25 military units that are basically useless right now. They can help later if Ganji switches into stable units, but they just don't help. What they do is they inflate your score. So you think you're in a really good position. And I guess that can help. I mean, nice little confidence boost. Still only 2 ranges for StonePlease. He'll also make a monastery now, which is kind of funny because there's no relics to take. But maybe he doesn't know that. And StonePlease will take out the Siege Workshop from Ganji in the middle. Ah, he's getting Devotion. Okay, that makes sense. Just so Ganji can't get conversions as fast. And yeah, the res collected stat does include the relics. Oh, God. Dude. Please do not stack your trebs like that. If a bombard cannon comes in, you'll lose all 3. That is a dangerous position for the trebs. They might also block each other. They are blocking each other. No, now they're stuck. Yikes, dude. One Treb goes down. Could have been worse. Yeah, Redemption from Ganji. Which is an interesting tech to get, because Khmer don't get Bombard Cannon, so I don't know what benefit Redemption gives you. But these walls are massive, dude. They're so important. See, StonePlease is thinking about outposting the outside. He just doesn't know. He's walled. He does no clue. Those walls are up there. Ganji, very late on upgrades. Look at the lack of text for Ganji with military. He only has one upgrade. At least from the blacksmith. He did actually lose his blacksmith as well at one point, but he goes for the classic double. Double trouble blacksmith upgrades coming in now. And now the bomber cannons are here, but the CA noticed that. And the CA sniped the bomber cannon. What a great play there from StonePlease. Man. Guys, you know what he could do? He should Ballista Elephant chop his way into Ganji's eco. Dude, I mean, Ganji's outposted everywhere, so I don't think he'd be surprised by that. I think Ganji's actually expecting that to happen. That's crazy vision from Ganji. But if StonePlease Ballista Elephant cuts through, he can get CA into the back of the eco. Then all this army that's on the front gets pulled out of position. I don't think he'll have the time for that now. This is about to get very serious. Ganji needs to be extremely careful with these bombard cannons. He still doesn't have great upgrades on his skirms. And another bombard cannon will get sniped. Monks as well are getting sniped. Still, though, is a lot of hand cannons in the mix there for Ganji, and most of the bomber cannons are still alive. The skirms are only going to get stronger here. He still could get Bracer. You could tell Ganji's paranoid about Hussar, because he's also mixing in pikes, and funnily enough, this is now the time that StonePlease will do that. Oh, man, the Treb goes down. It's just like, you just hit a wall with Khmer. When you don't get bomber cannon, when you can't be mobile because it's a closed map, you just hit a wall. I've seen this so many times before. I mean, he literally hit a wall, but I mean, you just get stuck. This is so funny. StonePlease still has no clue about the outside. He's like, let's wall forward. Bro, that's never going to work. Ganji's already 3 steps ahead of you, man. There's probably villagers headed somewhere. They're probably villagers. I think these are the vills. You see the hammers in their hands? The only way to get to those walls is to walk through Ganji's open base. But they're going to die. And Ganji now, he's sitting pretty. And there go the wall villagers. They'll run to their deaths. Burgundian Vineyards now comes in for Ganji. And so now his farmers will bring him a gold trickle, which helps the situation even more than he's already in. More forward wall attempts, so I think more villagers are just going to run through the middle for StonePlease. You're kind of seeing it. And Ganji's getting every upgrade in the book now and starting to move out. He just held against the early Treb push. Chemistry's made such a big difference. And now StonePlease maybe has that one more fight in him. The relics matter so much here, right? Like, in the middle of the map as well. This is where a lot of stone and gold is. As are on the sides. So StonePlease doesn't really have the middle locked down. He doesn't have the sides locked down. And Ganji's army is just trading so efficiently. It's the perfect army. Skirmisher, hand cannon, bombard cannon. And it's a comp you see on these maps so frequently. StonePlease is trying Cavalier to get the strongest units out there. But then there's Monks, then there's Halbs. I think this is over. The Ganji kind of played the meta. StonePlease tried something different. Immediately upon seeing Khmer, I thought he was at a disadvantage. So he did try something different, but maybe it was a little bit too different. And maybe he lacked a little bit more thoughtfulness on the sides. Because if he was active with some army on the sides, and he could attack on those sides or take golds and stones there, maybe things would have been fine. But that, or maybe a Ballista Elephant to take the relics. Ballista Elephant cannot pick up relics. Rewind. Ballista Elephant to cut through the trees. And then maybe you could send some army here and make life miserable for Ganji. So he just kind of went for the forward attack. And back to my point, I think like this is so difficult to get to work in the first place. I think this castle is not good. Like, sure, he was worried his castle wouldn't go up, which I completely understand. But your opponent's going to have 9 relics. They're Burgundians. That castle needs to be on the wall and as aggressive as possible. That positioning's everything. The castle could have then taken out the walls. Army could have run through. You're like 20 tiles deeper into your opponent's eco and makes life a little bit more difficult. Well played from Ganji. So Ganji so far has won both his starting rounds 2-1. Same scoreline. As expected, I think. Ganji, really good player. He's going to be near the top of this group. So let's pull up the results real quick. Still really promising result from StonePlease. I still think he'll be pretty happy with his position, especially considering his opponent so far. Here, actually, you know what we can do? Let me use my site, assuming everyone didn't crash it. And let's actually go to the probabilities page and look at it this way. It's still pretty early for this to have, like, as much of a tell and effect, but I still think it's worth it. Again, this is all public now, so you guys could look at this as well if you want to. Okay, so we can input the result. The order doesn't matter. Ganji wins 2-1. Okay. So, again, still pretty early because we haven't seen Lix and Kasva play yet. So what happens there will obviously determine a lot. But Ganji and Lewis, odds are very high for them that they're going to at the very least be top 3, top 4. Still plenty of potential to fall into the bottom, but you almost wouldn't expect that based on what gameplay they've been showing us. StonePlease looking relatively safe, but still anything could happen with only 3 wins after 2 rounds. Here, let's say, like, I think Lix is the favorite versus Kasva, so let's just look at it. Let's just predict 2-1 for Lix versus Kasva. What happens then? That means we have a crazy even group. Yeah, that means we've got Ganji, Lix, Lewis, tied. Yeah, that'll be a fun series to watch. Highly encourage you guys check out the site if you're interested. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, though, it will have spoilers on results because it gets updated every single day. But the way the values work is it's based on all possible scenarios. It does not weigh player skill or anything in mind, right? Because that would be somewhat subjective. So it's just everyone's got the same probability to get a win, and that's how it's calculated. But right now, what it actually is 4 for Ganji, 4 for Lewis, 3 for StonePlease, and then, yeah, we'll see what happens after Lix and Kasva play in the second round.